Today we have a very special guest. This is Lisa of the Sailormoon Meetup group. How are you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing well, you?
Great, great. So let's just get started. What can you tell us about what you do as your day job?
I'm a web and graphic designer. Currently I'm freelancing, and I'm working in retail too to, help the bills.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Do you manage any Sailor Moon fan sites or anime fan sites?
The only thing I manage is the Sailormoon Meetup group, which is basically a club where we all meet up in some random places in New York City and just hang out for fun.
And what inspired you to start that meetup group?
Well, it was July 6th, 2 years ago, when they first announced that they were doing Sailor Moon Crystal. And I was so excited about the revival and everything. And I decided, you know what? We're all adults now. Why not we just have a meetup group, a club or something, and finally have a lot of Sailor Moon fans together that we can just hang out and have fun. So I went to meetup.com and I created the Sailor Moon Meetup. And as months pass by, more and more Moonies will appear at the meetups, and we were having a lot of fun. Some people were like, "Oh, I'm glad somebody finally did this." So our first meetup was just meeting in Bryant Park, and we sat in a circle using their chairs and just introduce ourselves. How did we get into Sailor Moon? What was our favorite episodes, favorite seasons, characters, etc. The best part was of that first meetup was there was two girls. They were 13 years old, and I asked them, like, how did you discover Sailor Moon? And they're like, oh, YouTube. And I'm like, okay. And like, how much did you see? And they said they pretty much saw most of it already. And I was like, so are you guys really big fans of it? And they're like, yeah, we totally love this. And they were telling me how much they love it. They're starting to collect the mangas and everything. And I was like, I'm glad, like, there's another generation just into Sailor Moon too. It's not all of us old people, like, into Sailor Moon again. So they come once in a while whenever they can. Of course, their parents will be nearby, maybe a couple feet away, but let them have their own fun and enjoy. Not that we do anything bad. We do keep everything PG. We did that. We also do karaoke. It's gotten so popular that now we do it once a month. At least once a month we do karaoke. I had a picnic day where we had a cosplay contest. So far we did it 2 years. I'm hoping to do it again this year. We have a Christmas party or winter holiday party, Halloween party.
God.
And what I try to come up with as many events and things to do in New York. Either going to Central Park, Bryant Park, go to St. Mark's Place where there's a lot of Japanese restaurants, toy stores, anime stores, Japanese shopping centers. I try to go as many as I can, and I always let my members choose places to go. I was like, hey, what do you guys want to do for next month? And somebody will suggest something. Sometimes there's an event happening in New York, not necessarily Sailor Moon related, but something fun. So we're like, okay, we'll go to that. So we're very, very casual.
So this is pretty much one of a kind of group for people to converse and make new friends and talk about the thing they love, which is Sailor Moon.
Yes, definitely.
So what got you into anime and specifically Sailor Moon?
Well, I was 13 and I had moved into a new area. Still in the same city, but in a new area. And I didn't have any friends or anything, and it was near the end of the school year. So I sat down and I'm like, let's watch some TV, just do whatever. And I saw an episode of Sailor Moon.
Hold on just a second. Just for the people who, the young ones who are 13 nowadays, if they're listening, could you tell us what year that was?
I believe it was 1998.
So I guess they weren't born. Maybe they were born and they were like 1 or something. Sorry, not to stop here. It's one to get people to have a perspective that back in the days, long before the internet was really super popular, you had to turn on the TV or buy a VHS with Sailor Moon on it to watch and everything. But please continue.
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole different time, it feels like. Yeah, so I happened to be on Cartoon Network, and I'm like, oh, what is this weird looking show? Because, typical American cartoons, they don't have big eyes, and it's all this colorful and everything. I'm like, huh. So I continue watching it. I believe it was maybe 2 episodes before they found out she was the princess. And I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And I'm like, maybe I'll try to remember to see it the next day. And then I kept going and going, and as time went on, I just fell in love with it. I'm like, this show's pretty awesome. There's a female lead who's, they're all fighting against evil and everything, and each one has unique personalities, and a lot of them I can relate to in some way. And it was just, good timing too, because I had nothing to do, and I kind of felt lonely because I was like, all my friends moved away and I moved away, and it was kind of like it filled that void for a while.
Yeah.
And ever since then, even in high school and stuff, I tried to draw anime. It got me to other animes. I started doing research once I had an actual pretty good internet. I mean, it was dial-up, but I started researching, finding out, it's a Japanese cartoon, and there was more seasons, and there's other characters, and I'm like, oh my god! And it was just so exciting. There was the fan subs, I believe it's VKLL.
Yep.
I ordered them to get the VHS tapes. By the time I did that, they already had released S and Super S dub.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I would watch the dub version of S and then watch the subtitle and start comparing it on my own. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my god, they changed so much stuff and everything. And it was just amazing. And I kept joining so many fan groups. There was mailing lists at the time.
Right.
We used to mail each other images, videos, and stuff. It also got me into voice acting. There was a couple of people who want to do fan dubs, and I was like, I want to try. And then I totally enjoyed that, and I'm actually trying to get into a career in voice acting. Because also I like drawing. It got me to the graphic design. I wanted to make my own fan site, so I got into web design, and I self-taught myself. And it's just, as time went by, and now it ends up to me being much older and running a fan club, pretty much, and meeting so many Moonies that I have never met, until after college. It's amazing, and I feel like this is, an awesome time, because now even Sailor Moon's back, and everything's just, it's crazy. And when I thought back, maybe a couple of years ago, I was thinking back, and I'm like, I had a feeling I've seen Sailor Moon before that time on Toonami. Mm-hmm. And I kind of remembered, but maybe 96 or something, or when it was up 6 a.m. when Sailor Moon was on 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that's when I saw it. Yeah.
I think I kind of remember going to Great Adventure. I was like, we had the day off. Let's go to Great Adventure. And we were up really early, and I saw it, and it was the Princess episode. And I never connected it. I'm like, that was the same anime. And I'm like, wait. So that means I found it in 96, said it was cool and awesome. I should record this on my VHS player. And then never got a chance to do it because, you have a good time at Great Adventure. You don't remember anything afterwards. And then I even remember seeing the ice pop with the crescent moon, and the bubble gum was a silver crystal. And I ate that, and I'm like, that is the show that I saw that morning. I have to remember that name. Forgot again. So it was like, I found it all over again. It's like someone kept popping in, hello, I'm here. Watch me. You're going to become a big fan one day and whatnot. And I was like, that is so amazing how that happened. It was just came to full circle.
Wow. This is like a TV show in itself.
Definitely.
Sailor Lisa is what's going to happen next. So what were your opinions of, because I think you started with the Deke dub, and then you saw the Cloverway one. Did you have any preference for either one of them in terms of voice acting or the translation, especially after you started watching the subtitles?
the Deke dub was the first, so I have more nostalgia for that one. I've seen it like a million times, those episodes. But with the Clover Way, I didn't watch it as much because by that time I already had the subtitles, so I was watching more of the subs, more. I do like the original cast from Deke.
Yeah.
It could be just because of nostalgia. But the other voice actors, even down the line, they did good because they were trying to, continue the similar voices from earlier, so they were trying to keep it consistent. But they were good in their own unique way. I mean, with the dubbing too, with the silly lines and sailor failures and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, yeah, it's silly and doesn't really follow the original version, but I see it as another entity of Sailor Moon. So it's like it's its own, retelling of Sailor Moon. So I see it as separate compared to the subtitle version, and I enjoy both. Like once in a while, I have a DVD of the dub and sub, the official release, and I'll just pop in a random DVD just to watch a random episode every once in a while. Sometimes I'll put it in dub, sometimes I'll put it subs. I just enjoy it either way. I really like both.
Have you watched Sailor Moon in any other languages?
Only I've seen in Italian. I do have relatives there, and I don't remember how long ago it was, but I had told them about that I was into Sailor Moon, and they were like, oh, I think I've seen stuff here. So they actually mailed me a VHS tape of Sailor Moon, and it was like random episodes in it. I didn't have a VHS player that can play their system, but I did borrow it from an uncle of mine. And so I started watching, so I only saw like 4 episodes of the Italian dub. And I can understand almost like maybe 90% of Italian.
Yeah.
Can't really speak it that well, but it was interesting how they had different names, the way they interpreted the show too. But it was still nice from what I understood it at the time.
The question we all want to know is, who is your favorite guardian? I should say now, not Senshi, not soldier, or scout, but who is your favorite Sailor Guardian?
Oh god, it's so hard for me to choose. I love them all. I can relate to each one of them in some way or look up to them in some way. Just to choose one, it's so difficult for me. Even when I do wallpapers or buying like Sailor Moon goods, I have to have like every guardian or senshi. So if I were to choose, I have a top 3, which would be Jupiter. Because I was a bit like her when I was younger, and I was like idealized her too, because she's a tough girl, but she can be very feminine. She can cook, clean, and I think she's just awesome. That she can do like both worlds kind of thing. My other favorite is Sailor Moon. She would be like the friend that I would love to have. Like she's just so happy and helpful and nice, and if you went hang out with her, you would have a good time. She's awesome. I would play video games with her. It's just and not only that, like I'm kind of similar to her because I do the same thing every morning to work, to school. I'm always rushing out the door and like, oh my god, I'm gonna be late every morning, and it never fails. So I was like, I know how she feels when she runs out the door with the toast in her mouth, or not with Crystal, but yeah, it's just I can totally relate to her, but I would also love to be like her friend because she would just be awesome to hang out with. And my other senshi would be Saturn. Like she was pretty much lonely in the beginning until she met like Chibiusa and whatnot, and I had that part of my life where I was lonely too, and looking up to people. Like she used to look up to that athlete, and she was like, I wish I can be like tough as him, because she was being sick and whatnot. But so I really can relate to her. And plus her attacks are just awesome. I mean, that's the other thing. And her sight too is just awesome. I mean, Cosmos is awesome too. And whatnot. I mean, she's just pretty. I just like the whole outfit. But every century I have like something, but I would say those are my top 3.
It's very interesting. It's actually a lot of people seem to not like Jupiter too much, or she's perhaps their least favorite because she teeters between the whole masculine strength and wanting to be super feminine and sort of promoting those feminine ideals of being the housewife, cooking and cleaning, wearing nice dresses. It makes her a character you don't want to be like. I mean, do you have any opinion on that matter, or can you see why some people wouldn't like Jupiter?
I can see why. But because the way I was growing up too, I was a tough girl. If anybody like messed with one of my friends, I would stand up for them. Not necessarily fight. I don't think I was that strong, but I like that she can, defend her friends when she needs to, and she actually can. And then, meanwhile, like when they hang out, she'll just bake some cookies. I like to cook cookies and cake and too, also. So, and it's possible to actually be that way. I mean, you could be that one girl, like she's living alone.
Right.
Like she lives alone, she lost her parents, she has someone to defend herself. What if like some crazy guy tried to like break into her house? And then she has to learn to feed herself too. I mean, so it can really happen. I think people have to see it in another perspective. Maybe that's why. But I think she's just completely awesome. I mean, to be able to be tough and defend yourself and others, and then also like, hey, let's just have some fun. I'll cook you a nice meal, and we'll enjoy ourselves and whatnot.
Now, have you seen any of the other adaptations? I know you said you read the manga, but have you seen any of the musicals or the live-action PGSM version back when that came out in 2003, I believe?
Yes, I've seen all of PGSM, even the movies and stuff. I've also seen most of the musicals, whatever I could find, anyways. Even the newest one I saw, and the manga and the anime. I pretty much seen everything. I have a feeling I'm missing a couple of musicals from like maybe the 90s or early 2000s, but I've pretty much seen most of it.
What are your what do you think? Like, does the show translate well to live action, like with the musicals or with PGSM, or was it a little clumsy, or did you really like it? I mean, what was going through your head when you put in or saw the first episode, or you were watching that first musical?
For PGSM, when I first saw the first episode, I thought it was a little bit weird, because when you're a fan of something and you try to base your opinions on what other forms, so like if you base it off the anime or the manga, you'd be like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So it did take me a couple episodes at first to understand what they were trying to do and like to see their kind of adaptation of Sailor Moon. And then I started to enjoy it. I feel like if you try to compare something to another thing, you're always going to be not satisfied.
Yeah.
Unless it's completely 100% like the same thing. So when I watch the anime, I see it as one thing. If I read the manga, it's another thing. The musicals, live actions are completely separate things, because if you start comparing them, and I did the same thing with the musicals the first time I watched them, I start comparing them to the anime and be like, this makes no sense, or why are they doing this? Then you're just gonna, you're gonna hurt your head. It's just better see it as their own version. And I did like PGSM version. It did take me a while, but after watching it all, I'm like, okay, I can see where they were going, and it was an interesting take of some of the characters, like Mercury becoming evil, Minako being sick, and Usagi destroying the world many times over. But and their weapons were pretty cool, so I can see I can really see Sailor Moon being like a Sentai. Because it has those elements in it. But it was very unique. I felt like they could have did a little bit more, but I'm assuming they had budgets and whatnot. that it could have been a little better.
Right.
Sailor Luna, I was kind of thinking it was Chibiusa when they had that shadow, but I was like, okay. I thought that was the weirdest thing, having Luna as a little girl. I always consider Luna be either the same age as Usagi in mindset or a little bit older, because she's her guide into learning her powers, trying to find the princess, and learning how to fight against evil. And I felt like she's like a guide for her and an advisor. So I felt like she should have been like an older person, not a child.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing I was disappointed with PGSM. If it was Chibiusa, it would have been kind of weird. I'm like, where did she come from out of nowhere? There was no reason for her to come to the past at that time. For the musicals, it wasn't like that bad. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed each and every one of them. I thought the Dracula arc was pretty interesting. I was like, okay, why is there a Dracula all of a sudden?
Where did that come from?
So, it wasn't my favorite to say. I know a lot of fans like that arc of the Dracula, but I thought it was a little bit weird. It was interesting, but weird, but it wasn't my favorite. I like all the others much better. And then the newest one, I watched it and I really liked it. I felt like this new version of it was more following the manga, and I felt like it just fit perfectly. I liked how the generals were like a boy band kind of thing going on, and they were like going after the other girls, which made sense because they were lovers in the past, and it was very cute to see them. Like, oh, look at them, they found their loves again, until the ending. But I really enjoyed it a lot, the newest one, and I'm really hoping for the next one that's coming out in August.
Right.
Is gonna follow the same kind of formula, and I would love to see it. I wish I could go to Japan and see it. May not understand a lot of what they're saying, but I just want to go and see it. But I really like the newer version of the musicals, but the old ones are not that bad either.
So let's talk a little bit about Sailor Moon Crystal. So I'm sure you've seen the trailer many times, and seen the artwork and heard the opening new theme song. So what are your opinions so far, or are you looking forward to anything in this new adaptation?
So when we first got images, I was like, okay, because again, comparing to the anime, the original anime. But then I really looked at them because, at first everybody's like, oh my god, here's the pictures, here's what Crystal's gonna look like. And you get so excited, and so you really look at them very quickly, like, oh my god, I'm excited. And you're like, this looks awesome. And then I said, I had to calm down after a couple hours and let me calm down and actually look at the photos really well. I liked that they're going very manga-like. Animate the drawings and whatnot. So I really liked it doing that. I mean, I know their legs look really ridiculously long and whatnot, but that's how it was in the manga. I'm still kind of getting used to all the new anime, styles too. I mean, I still watch some anime here and there, but it's just I like the old anime styles more than the new.
Yeah.
So I can get used to it, but I really like it towards more the manga designs. Then when I saw the trailer, I had to watch it a couple times again just to calm down and then really look at it. The opening theme seems really catchy. I think I might like it. I know it's only a little tidbit of what the music's gonna sound like. I would really like to hear the whole thing before I can really judge on it. But from what I hear, I really like it. Mm-hmm. I totally like the title, Moon Pride. The animation is not that bad. I just wish Usagi's hair isn't overflowy. Yeah. I mean, I understand if you're trying to be a little realistic, but it's still too much hair, I think, that's not together. The eyes kind of get to me. I mean, the eye drawings are not that bad, but there have been moments in the trailer where I feel like Sailor Moon's eyes could be a bit better. There's something wrong and I can't really pinpoint it. Mm-hmm. They have the photo with them at the cafe.
Yeah.
And and all the girls look great. Even Sailor Moon looks much better in that photo than in that animation. I mean, who knows? That could have been like a quick draft or something. I don't know, but I felt like her eyes were just a little bit off. Like there was something missing. Like there's no life into the eyes. But the other girls, I have no problem with. I totally love them. Like I love their drawing, the way they look. Their eyes are fine. It's just something with Sailor Moon. There's something a little off. But the one big thing in the trailer that I kind of didn't like was when you see Sailor Moon very up close with her lips and you see her earrings and everything. She does like a smirk.
Yeah.
I was like, why is she smirking? I mean, Sailor Moon is a person who's happy, helpful and, friendly and everything. And I would never imagine in her personality to be that kind of character that would smirk or like hiding something like that. I mean, I guess they're trying to do it as a drama, like an effect or something, but it to me does not fit like Usagi. Maybe it fit like some other characters, but not her. But other than that, I'm really excited for Crystal. It's 2 weeks away from this recording. But I'm really excited. I'm going to be up. I'm going to be that crazy person being up at 6 a.m. to watch it either on Hulu or Crunchyroll, on one of them, whatever I can get my hands on first, and I'll be totally watching it. I unfortunately would not be at Anime Expo, which they're going to do a big thing there, but if I was there, I would be with everybody else in that room watching it at, I believe it's 12 p.m. on the same day. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I have a feeling that this is the start of something new, and over time it will improve. I've seen it so many times with Sailor Moon. Like the beginning, it's okay, and then it just gets better. And I think if fans just wait until the first episode and the next couple episodes, I believe it would just get better, and you're gonna love it. I have that feeling that's gonna happen.
Do you think it's going to be successful enough to do all 5 seasons and maybe some of the extra chapters from the manga, or is it going to be like PGSM and just have enough draw to just do the first season?
Right now, I have a feeling that the company's only really going to do 1 season. But I believe we can eventually get the rest of them animated, because the company will see, like, okay, PGSM didn't do well as in ratings that they wanted, but I believe with Crystal, I think it's gonna happen. With fans watching on the internet, this time they have the internet to tell them people love this show than being on TV. Because on TV, it's one thing, you have those ratings on TV, but being on the internet, they're going to see like millions of views and be like, oh, they definitely love this. There's so many views for this one.
Yeah.
So I believe they made a right choice to put Sailor Moon on the internet and allow every country to watch it in their own language, which was a good part on them. And I believe once they see there are still a ton of Sailor Moon fans out there, and everyone talking about it through social media, I'm pretty sure they will be like, okay, you know what? Maybe we'll start season 2. We'll do R. Maybe they'll call it something completely different since they started with Crystal, but I think they will.
In preparation of Sailor Moon's comeback, what are the plans for the Meetup group, either next week or in the future?
So our plans for the Meetup group, this was a last minute deciding factor for this. We're actually hosting a International Sailor Moon Day. It's going to be on June 29th. We'll have it live streamed for those who are not in the New York area, and then we'll rebroadcast everything that happened at the party on June 30th, Usagi's birthday. So if anyone missed anything, because it is a Sunday and a Monday, we'll keep rebroadcasting it all day so everyone can at least get a chance to watch it. The inspiration of that was, you know how other fandoms, they have a day. There's a Star Wars Day, May the 4th and whatnot. I was going through Twitter, and Saki was like, we should have an International Sailor Moon Day because, Tsusagi's birthday's on June 30th. We're having all this, fandom coming back and everything. We should totally have one. And then I replied back to him like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to make an event for that. So I was gonna originally plan to have a small gathering of meetup members, and in one location we were just gonna have a party, maybe look back at old episodes, look at the trailer, talk about Crystal, things like that. But then as I was talking to other members, we were thinking, hey, you know what? Let's make it even bigger. Let's make it a live stream, so it can be really an international day. We can get international Moonies in on this and just watch us or chat with us in the chat room. And then maybe we'll, let's start gathering more people. And then I was like, you know what? We can do that. I have talked to a few people, so we actually have a space and a means to actually live stream everything. Then I thought, you know what? Let's celebrate the fandom. Let's make it a fandom day, really, because that was the whole point. Every other fandom has a day for their favorite show.
Right.
Let's make this party based on the fandom, not just us fans, just the fandom. What the fandom has done over the years. So I decided to contact as many people as I can, and most of them I do know personally. To ask them, like, hey, do you want to do an interview, or do you want to show a project that you're working on that's based off Sailormoon, and we'll show it at the party. We'll also show it, through the live stream and whatnot. And they were like, yeah, we're totally on for this. And I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. No one had turned us down. It was just, everyone was so in for this. So we're still working on getting everything set up right now, but I have a feeling that this is going to be like the biggest event I've ever held, and it's going to be the most fun because there will be so many Moonies. So that's the best part. And then not only we're going to live stream and showcase everyone's projects, we're also doing raffles of fan art, so I'll be donating my own fan art. Mine is mostly Sailormoon headbands that I made, a plushie, and I was also thinking to donate my brooches that are plush-like to the group as a raffle. A few others have contacted me and said they'll donate actual fan art. One person said maybe I'll put it in a picture frame to make it look nicer. I'm like, do whatever you like, donate. I let everybody donate whatever they want to for the raffle. So we have that going. I encourage everybody to come and cosplay and any character from Sailormoon, so we'll have cosplayers there. There will be a cosplay contest, so I have prizes for those. We are going to have a game tournament where we're going to get one of the Sailormoon fighter games and have everybody verse each other. And then we'll have like a tournament thing. We'll have it on the wall, just write everybody's names down until there's a winner, and once there's a winner, they'll win a prize. We'll have another wall just for people to draw on, so if you want to draw anything, you can draw there. Hoping to have coloring book pages, so if anyone wants to color if they can't draw. There'll be plenty of food. Some members are actually bringing some food. Some of them are making cupcakes and cookies and whatnot. I'm making some cookies. There's my Makoto side of the thing. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm sure, like, during the last couple of days before doing this, we're probably gonna come up with something else. Like, every day we'll think of something new and we're like, we should totally do that. And I'm really glad that I have a few group of people that are really helping me out. For the past, it's almost 2 years now since I started this meetup group, and I did everything myself. I paid for everything. I organized all the events, and I'm lucky to have a few people who were like really there for me, especially now with this party, helping me out, trying to help me organize, trying to contact people, trying to have the room set up with all the everything, the technical side of it, everything. And I really appreciate them for doing this. I probably wouldn't have done it without them. I wouldn't have done any of this without anybody joining the meetup group. It's been a wonderful experience, and I really hope everyone enjoys the party coming up. I just want everyone to have fun, and I want us to show the world, like, hey, we're still here after 20 years, well, a little over 20 years now, and we're still enjoying Sailor Moon, and we're gonna enjoy the new anime coming out too.
Beautiful. And once again, that was Sunday, June 29th, here in New York City, I believe from 1 to 7, is that correct?
Yes, it's 1 to 7.
And it's you can find more information on the Sailormoon Meetup page online, and there's also a Facebook group, I believe, or event page for the meetup as well. It's looking to be like over 100 people are attending. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it. I was actually surprised how fast the numbers grew.
Gonna need a lot of cookies.
We do have a Facebook page dedicated to International Sailor Moon Day. It's just facebook.com/International Sailor Moon Day, all in one word. On that one page, it's over 600 likes.
Wow.
I was really amazed once we started posting it everywhere on the internet and handing out postcards at Anime Next to let local fans know about our event. The numbers keep rising like every day, and I appreciate it that everyone really wants to be a part of this, and I'm still shocked. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. I probably won't believe it until the day happens, but yeah, it's, if anybody wants to check it out, that page will be the page where we'll have the live stream link and everything that everyone needs to know.
Beautiful. And I'll be there too, to join in the celebrations and everything, donating some tickets to our Sailor Moon concert that's happening in October.
Which is awesome, because I was like, oh my god, yes. I'm sure one lucky Moony will actually enjoy it.
Sure, and you'll totally be invited to come too. We'll give you some 2 free tickets as well, so you can bring yourself and another, maybe someone from the group or someone you know, just to see some of the music and the concert. But thank you so much for speaking with me, Lisa. This was really fun.
No problem. And thank you for that offer. I mean, you didn't have to.
No, of course.
I'd be willing to pay for it. I don't mind. I really would. I'm actually going to make a meetup group event to go to your concert very soon after this party's over. I'm going to set an event date so fans can start, buying your tickets, and hoping everyone will come and support you guys, because I totally love your videos. I watched it every time you put it out. I really enjoyed them.
Oh my god, thank you.
And I'm glad, it's in New York too, so it's like, yes, we can actually watch this and just come by. We're not that far.
Yeah, you don't have to drive. You can just walk. It'd be perfect. Hop on the subway. Good. But yeah, this is very fun. I know we have a few more interviews to do for Sailor Week, but I have to thank you again. Sailor Moon Meetup sounds like a great group, a great fandom offline that people can come together and really join in the community and meet other folks who have the same kind of addiction to Sailor Moon that we do.
Exactly. And the one thing about these meetups, I've noticed many people who come by, they will come up and tell me, and they're like, Lisa, when I first saw the meetup, I was kind of skeptical because, I'm not sure what kind of group this was going to be, and, people get nervous. They never heard of something like this before, or they have other groups and they've been to other anime groups and it wasn't to their liking, or they're just too shy to come. And, once I came here, I didn't realize how casual you guys are. You're very down to earth, and you just enjoy the fun just being with each other, and I really enjoy coming here. And every time I hear that, it just makes me so happy, because I know how intimidating it can be. I mean, I'm the same way. I try to join other clubs and I'd be intimidated, at first. You don't know what you're going to get into. Yeah. But just to hear that from people who come by, it just makes me really happy. That everyone enjoyed it. I mean, we're really casual, and I'm glad that they took the courage to come, and now they're constantly coming because they totally enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to join us, we're very casual. It's nothing. We're not like one of those people who are so elite. Like, if you don't know the whole show and blah blah blah, you can't join us. I mean, I have
take
members.
A test before you have to go in there.
Yeah, I mean, I have members who only seen the dub. Maybe the first couple seasons. I have people who've seen everything. It's a big range. Some people was like, oh, I remember watching it when I was a little kid, and they haven't seen it since then, and they come and join us. So it varies. Like, all kinds of people join us, and they're all Moonies. Because we're all Moonies. Doesn't matter which version you watch, how much you've seen it, you're still a Moonie.
All ages, all experiences. That's what we're going for.
Exactly.
Great. Well, thanks again, Lisa. Please visit Sailormoon Meetup group on Facebook, on meetup.com. Also, visit our website for the soundtrack Orchestra Iconic. Check out our Indiegogo campaign, for our SeraSymphony concert in October. And we'll be showcasing, if you're coming to the meetup group, we'll be showcasing our Omake fan-voted medley there a day before it premieres online, right on Usagi's birthday on June 30th. And check back in the next day for tomorrow's version of Sailor Week, where we will interview another special Sailor Moon fandom website owner, and have all these goodies online for all the fans out there. So thanks very much, and see y'all next time.